me, Lululemon pants are the best. I like them better than the Aloe pants. Is that a drama? There's a drama going on. Did I just reveal my millennial stance? Ladies, my Lululemon pants have been with me through like size 4, shredded, pregnant for the second time, postpartum, second time. My longest stretch of nursing, which is actually when I gained the most weight. They're toxic, Alan. Oh. Well, I am open to change. I am. Yeah. What you drinking? Black coffee all day. Drake, I said the affirmations for like 10 plus days, Laura, both of them. I don't know what's going to come next. Well, how could you? Nobody knows what's going to come next. What I feel in your question, Drake, my dear, is this expectant, desirous energy. Will not serve you. No good. Be in the moment. Do you know what's happening now? Is your butt on a chair or are you lying in bed? Are you in your pajamas still? Yes? What is happening now? Manal, your videos make paradigm shift. Thank you. Thank you so much. What up, India? Yeah, I mean, I love natural materials for clothes. Highest frequency for sure. Silk, cotton, linen. That is my number one preference. What are other ways? Why not do this for fun? What are other ways, other language for be present, for be in the moment? Sometimes if we, chew on it in our brain, and different words all have the slightest different, slightest different emotional timbre. Yeah. My man disappeared. What to do? He was my boyfriend. Party. Bye. Party. What was not meant for you has just left. An essential component in having what is meant for you find you. So I would throw a fucking party. The now is everything. I love that. Focus on your breath. I like that too. Let's write it down. How funny is that? We say that. And then somebody asks about a boyfriend disappearing. That man ran for the hills from you. Present moment is a present. Love that. During a fight, my husband told me, what do you bring to this marriage? After a year of fights, mainly caused by me. Well, sounds like there's a lot going on there. Sounds like you got a lot going on. Sounds like you both kind of suck at the moment. Because no matter how many fights you've caused, I really don't like him saying that. It doesn't give masculine man. What would a masculine man want a woman to give? He would just want her to be present and happy. That's all the masculine man wants. Because if you're present and happy and his, right? If you are poised and loyal and happy, my God, doesn't that sound like the best thing in the world to the masculine man? So are you being those things, and is he being the masculine man, honey? Manal, what's one question to understand that man will commit? I don't know. Ask ChatGPT, baby. It's a chat GPT type question. Laura, tell me 3 things. He said, I only wanted peace of mind, nothing more. Well, there you have it. Uh-oh, Udi Vow, I'm so sorry, love. Hey, I caught him cheating and cried, and he said, I love both of you. Oh, I contacted the other woman, and she broke up with him. Now he's mad. What to do? I would do what your sister did. I would do what your sister did. Sounds like your sister, your spiritual sister, no matter how much you may hate her, okay, and I empathize with that feeling. Sounds like your spiritual sister got the message. The universe showed up with a silver platter of bullshit at both her door and yours. Shit being a chemical construction. Yeah? Carbon. I'm sure there's carbon in there. I'm sure there's dioxide in there. Showed up at her doorstep and it showed up at yours. And your spiritual sister said, nah, this platter of bullshit is not for me. And she returned to sender that. So are you going to do the same thing, or are you going to be the woman who accepts the bullshit so the universe understands, oh, thank God, I have an address that I could send this bullshit to now, yours. I don't want that for you. So even if it does hurt, even if you do cry, even if your ego is stinged, yes, even if you feel like you've wasted time, energy, some of your beauty and love on this loser, disloyal, right? No values man. So what? Okay? I want you to eat that pain and go meet your glorious future self who has sent the bullshit back. If she did that, why can't you? Why the hell would you be the woman still putting up with that man? Please, girl, no. Barnes, tips for dating a father. So what I hope is, yeah, that's a challenge. You really need to be the high frequency woman dating a father, because he is always, if he's a good father, which is what we want, definitely don't want him being a bad father, right? He is always going to have these priorities that are arguably more important than you, a child, yeah? And you have to be graceful in that, yeah? So long as he is acting right, right? You got to be graceful in that. Celestial, I think every answer I give will weave in ways to be the high value woman for sure. A moment, please. How to make someone believe in marriage. Melina, you think you could change someone's beliefs? Here, Melina, look what I... Can you see it? Focus on your breath. Trying to change someone else's beliefs. Are you nuts? I say that with love, of course, to try to snap you out of the trick your mind is playing on you, thinking you could do that, focusing on something so outside of your control. Read a book instead. Anything instead. Hudatch, I didn't want to be intimate with him until marriage, so he stopped providing. He's my fiance. It sounds like you have cultural differences that are hard for me to understand, not having lived them. Okay. Because that is all a little... If his provision is conditional now, I don't see how that will change in the future. And you're always, there's a chance, high chance, you're going to consistently find yourself in tough spots. And I don't want you to, I don't want you to deal with that. Uh-oh. Ollie, I stopped texting this man first to see how long it would take for him to text me. It's been a week, Laura. I'm so annoyed. I understand this feeling of annoyed. Okay, Ollie, what that is your ego. Yeah? How could he not text me? How is he not thinking about me? Here I am thinking about him. Okay, but we need to repattern that. You got the information, What was the great book? He's just not that into you, babe. If he wanted to, he would. You got the information. Great, you can move on. Move it along. Okay? Good for you. Honestly, good for you. You did the hard thing not texting him. Imagine if you were texting him and he was, occasionally responding, these little short answers. You would be more confused. That would be more confusing, right? Because you're like, well, he's responding, but blah, blah. Maybe he's just busy, or maybe he's just avoidant, all these things to try to categorize that in-between behavior. You read the hand. You know the cards he's holding. The cards he's holding are not interested. That's good. It's really a good thing. All right, let me try to catch up to the bottom of the chat before you guys yell at me for being far off. How to deal with narcissistic man? Don't. In her shift, how to let go of this man that does not value me, but panics when I try to let go of him. You got to let him have the last word. Really important in her shift. You got to let him have the last word. You try to let him go. He does all these things. You're the creator of your reality, boo-boo. You're the one who keeps taking him back. The cycle repeats. Let him have the last word. Block him and actually let him go. Who gives a shit that he panics? Respectfully. Yeah? Thank you, dolls. Thank you for saying I've been looking glowing. Thank you, Ollie. Thank you, guys. Saha, I kind of appreciate you saying that. These questions here are very upsetting. Girls, love yourselves. Yeah, because sometimes I get pissed too. I get pissed because the questions are like, oh my God, I need to light some sage after hearing these questions, the things that you are putting up with. And sometimes when we put words to the things we've been putting up with, we realize, holy shit, what have I been doing? At least that's what I hope for some of you guys. You know what I mean? And so sometimes on the live, I get upset. And on my last live, somebody called me rude. They were like a new follower. Oh my God, Laura, you're so rude on the live. I don't like it because I'm yelling at you guys. Yeah? But I hope some of you could see where my heart is. I'm yelling at you because I have 30 seconds, right, on average per question, to try to actually make a difference. So what will make a difference? Oh, yeah, you poor thing. Oh, he didn't text you for a week? Maybe text him and ask. Fuck out of here. I'm not going to mislead you, okay? I won't. If it costs me some followers, I don't care. I will not steer you wrong in that way. Why don't you text him and tell him you don't like inconsistency so you can look like a sniveling baby to this man? I don't care. I will not steer you wrong. Can't do it. Ellen, can you please give me a tip how to defreeze and move from a low-value state, receiving breadcrumbs, and just be stuck in misery? Block him. Go to the flower store. It's not a metaphor. Literally, put on your cute clothes. Shower, honey. Scrub the back of your heels. Get the back of your heels soft. Put on your cute clothes. Go to a literal flower store. A flower store. Okay. And pick out individual stems and put them in the vase of your choosing. Do it slowly. Do it slowly. What do you tell yourself when you do this? I am sinking my teeth into life. I control time. I'm not waiting for anybody or anything else. I am not needing the nudge of a man to scrub the back of my heels. You look at your heels. You're doing it for your own eyes, for your own pleasure, for the softness of your own feet. Okay? This is literally what to do. Feels weird for the first 5 minutes? Again, I don't care. Eat the weird feeling for 5 minutes. It's worth it. It doesn't entirely work the first time. What am I going to tell you to do? Do it again. People tell you to do a bicep curl, okay? A tricep extension. Do you have lovely defined, look, I need to do some more. Do you have defined arms the first time you lift a weight? No, you got to keep doing it. Thank you, Neom. I'm so glad I helped. Thank you, Stephanie. Oh, thank you, Raquel, for the love of my course. That means a lot, and I'm so grateful you gifted it to people and shared it with them. I'm gonna take a moment. Thank you. Ellen, oh no, he doesn't call. He messages twice a day in the best case. Oh my God. Why you're caring too much about what he does. What are you doing? Are you caring enough about what you are doing, honey? You cannot control what he does, but you can control the fuck out of what you do. Gigi Crystal, it's been 5 years since my divorce. I haven't seen one attractive person that has come to me or ran across even. What to do to attract someone at least on a date or have a crush on? Yeah, what I pick up on Gigi is, again, this, you're looking for it. You're wanting it. You're like, where is it? You know how these things work, girl. You don't need me to tell you. These things happen when you least expect it, as soon as you let go. Okay? Instead of screening your reality for an attractive man, how about you screen your reality for a beautiful tree? I am not kidding. It is not a metaphor. You tell yourself, I'm going to go out for a walk, and I'm going to try to pick the most handsome tree I can find. That's it. That's it. Just see what happens from there. CeeLo Valley, how to deal with long distance. He shows a lot of interest. What's there to deal with? He's showing you a lot of interest. What's there to deal with? So I'm on my period, so imagine. I am telling you. Yeah, Leah, I don't mind the restraining order advice. Who dash? No, girl, it's not your fault. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, thank you. I'm really trying to catch up to the bottom of the chat so I'm not so far off. Thank you, Leilani. The questions are, all the answers are in my course, of course. Unknown, how did you and your husband meet? Poker table, Las Vegas. Are you half Italian? I'm like a quarter Italian, yeah. Selena, you think writing in present tense, wish fulfilled, works well? Yeah, I don't mind it. It's just one part of a puzzle, honey. You know what I mean? The affirmations, writing the wish fulfilled in the present tense, your self-concept work, mirror work, inner child work. These are all different levers for you to manipulate and experiment with. Like, keep it open-minded. Think like a bit of a scientist, a spiritual scientist, honey. That is the hat I have for you today. I'm a spiritual scientist. I'm going to follow my inclinations and test this thing out without attachment to outcome, without expectation, without timeline. Those are the things that screw you. Because you have set up disappointment. You understand when you do that? You've baked, I want to be married in a year. You have baked in disappointment, the potential for disappointment. Because if it doesn't happen in a year, now you can be disappointed. Remove all that. Remove the things. And we're tricked into thinking we can control those things, but we cannot. Okay, serenity prayer. Yes, God, grant me the wisdom to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Hear the last line of that. So maybe because it's the last line, it just sort of gets dribbled off and forgotten. The wisdom to know the difference between the things you can and cannot control. Chels, I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years. We're 12 years apart and have children the same age. He bought a new home and I have my own home, but I thought he would ask for me to move in with him. That's expectation. Yeah, no coincidence. Who dash? How to deal with it? I would run for the hills. I would run. Any man whose love, provision, kindness is conditional is not going to change. It's not going to change by you doing anything. The only way that ever changes is if that man heals and becomes more masculine. Okay? And I wouldn't be the one sitting around wasting my precious life, of which I get 1 of 1 as far as I know, waiting for that to happen. Allie Nicole, No coincidence is going to ask a question that has a similar answer. Watch, this is how the universe works in pattern, yes? Should we leave a door open for a man's growth or just block them? He's a great man, but he's allowing fear to steer things right now for him. Here's the real mistake you're making, Allie, which of course I say with love. You're worrying about a man. You're worrying about a man's mental state. Yes, you think he should grow. You think he's great. You're worrying about his fear. You're considering his fear for him. You never worry about a man. You never worry about a man's mental state. I said this on a story the other day. It was really interesting. It makes me like, I'm starting to think up a reel for it. Because I know I got a lot of male lurkers, right, on my content. But when I said this on a story, the men started getting in my DMs. They were hearting it. They were like, exactly this, exactly this. You never worry about a man. A masculine man does not want you to worry about him. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? The masculine man wants you to believe in him. And sometimes you got to believe in his ass from a distance. You know, hey, I believe you can grow. I think you got this. You know, I think you got this. It's not a match for me right now, but I think you got this. And then you let his ass go. All the mental energy you're expending on that man. Men of all ages, men of all socioeconomic backgrounds literally got into my DMs after I made a story about this, and they were like, exactly. When you worry, it's terrible to worry about a man. Okay, my partner believes in splitting the bills 50-50. Okay, well then he will also believe in splitting his paycheck 50-50. Right? Splitting his investment account 50-50. Splitting his pension when it comes 50-50, right? That's the clear line of logic from there. Aru, should I tell my family matters to my husband because he is my best friend too? He is obsessed with me. Yeah, I think so. Like, you know, for your own sake, I would like talk about that stuff here and there. I wouldn't make it your identity, like the person who is, again, worrying about other people and dumping constantly family drama on him, because that's just not the higher energy tiers that you want to be in to begin with, right? The higher energy tiers you want to be in, if you're in high frequency, you know this. Peace, love, harmony, joy, enlightenment. So if you're talking about family drama all the time, you ain't up there. But of course, he's your husband. Like, you can definitely share some stuff with him here and there. Hey, Chaha, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for asking how I am. It honestly, it moves my heart because so few people ask, which is the reality I create for myself, right? That's the reality I'm comfortable with. Nobody asks me how I am. They just ask me for advice. And I just get to give without, you know, exposing any of my soft underbelly. So I'm aware. But thank you for asking. I'm doing quite well. Uh-oh. Raven. I've been talking to this guy for 2 years. Uh-oh, yeah, he still hasn't asked me out on a date just to meet up, like at a concert or music relating thing. I haven't entertained this. What to do? Well, 2 frickin' years, huh? And I would probably just say it at this point. What do you have to lose? You know? Hey, I've been wondering something. This is what you say. I've been wondering something, like cute emoji, thinking emoji. When the hell are you going to ask me out? Yeah? What do you have to lose at that point? Are you feeling okay? You keep clearing your throat, girlfriend. I mean, do you see the speed with which I talk and the the depth per second of the things that I'm talking about? It does make me short of breath sometimes. It does. Without a break. Uh-oh. And Mipa. Again, with like the sage questions with love, my love. How do you deal with porn consumed by her husband? I mean, you don't really. Serenity prayer. Wisdom to know the difference. Things you can and cannot control. Are you going to accept this? Or not? It's tough. Tough. Low. How many days should my in-laws stay with us when they travel? I don't know. Do you like them? Do you guys get along? Chaha, whenever I try to tell him how his actions hurt me, he starts blaming me, and because of that, I'm getting aggressive day by day. How can I change this? He used to love me a lot. Oh boy. It's a lot. There's a lot. You both are kind of sucking right now, which again, I say with love, not to be rude. You guys stress me out. Whenever I tell him how his actions hurt me, all right, let's start there. How often, Chaha, are his actions hurting you? Okay. How often are you consumed by the behavior of a man that you are not living your life? Okay. Let's focus on the things you can control. Okay. Are you sinking your teeth into life such that a lot of his little things are not affecting you? That's step one. Now, step two, if he's a toxic piece of shit man who cannot take responsibility ever, do you want to be with that forever and ever? Let's assume he won't change because you can't change him. You're trying to, but it's not working, right? You're trying to get him to take responsibility. That's not working. In fact, it's backfiring big time. Yeah? It's like trying to hold on to a boa constrictor. Okay? Bad idea. Best to let the boa constrictor just go over there. Oh boy, how far am I from the bottom of the chat? Oh, I'm a little ways. Okay, no, I'm not too bad. Okay. And Maya, see, my love, you asked your question twice. You asking me twice is the same clingy energy I see you having towards this man. It's not helping you. Okay, I bring this to your attention because your energy is not serving you. I want your energy to be your friend, not your enemy. Right now, where you're directing your energy, it's actively working against you. I mean, this man probably, he wants to change, but it's been a long journey for him. Again, you're worrying about a man. Okay, no good. I think to some degree what it's hitting, there are a lot of ways you could deal with any problem, right? What's hitting my spirit coming through is he needs a bit more of an ultimatum, okay? He needs a little bit more of an ultimatum. If his behavior is a deal breaker for you, you need to start acting like it. This is where we run into so much shit in our lives. We encounter something that falls beneath our standard, and so we start adjusting the standard. That's a problem. That's going to leave you're not going to feel good, right? Doesn't feel good to do that. So yeah, it's tough, but sometimes tough love works. You need to be like, I know you can solve this, but if you don't, it's going to cost this relationship. Because if you're continuing to tolerate him doing it, he doesn't really have the big motivator he needs to change. Okay? And you can greet that with all the love and the empathy that you clearly have, which I think is a beautiful thing. You can hold the love and the empathy you have for him and your standard at the same time. And that is the formula that just might, give him the push he needs to change. Breathe, Laura. All right, Shal. How to deal with men hitting on you as a content creator? What's there to deal with? Why? Why? Here. Look. Focus on your breath. Why not? The hell is there to deal with? What's the problem? It's like flowers blossom. How do I deal with it? Sometimes that's the timber of y'all's questions. Okay? Not to be rude, but because I love you. Stop viewing things as problems to deal with. That'll literally eliminate 80% of y'all's problems right there. For real. Chaha, he still cries a lot whenever I try to leave him or maintain a distance. But he's not changing, and he thinks it's my fault. He cries a lot, so what do? You go back. Yeah? Thank you, Swan Rose. What up, Belarus? Uh-oh, Em, you wrote your question 3 times. Careful, girl. Rahaf, do you think a woman should not contribute to the rent? I think a man's goal should be for you to not contribute to the rent. Okay? So at whatever point in time he is financially able to fully pay the rent, he should be happy as fuck that day and make it so that you do not have to contribute to the rent. Okay? So when my husband and I first started living together, I did contribute a little bit to the rent. Okay? But as soon as my husband became financially able to house the whole rent, and our rent at the time was about $10,000 a month, we were living in a big house, he was like, great, today's the day. In fact, and then when I went to Brooklyn to get my master's degree, he also paid for my rent in Brooklyn. Okay? Egglite, how did you become so sassy? A little bit at a time. A little bit at a time, girl. Mackie, he's amazing and a provider, but I'm not feeling love towards him. We've known each other 6 months. You know, passion and love over a long-term relationship, Mackie, it ebbs and flows. Yeah? My question for you, what I want to make sure you're not doing is I don't want you to mistake the calm of a drama-free, toxic-free relationship. I don't want you to mistake that for a lack of love, as so many women do. You know what I'm talking about, okay? So if you're doing that, don't do it. If this source of not feeling love is some sort of fundamental misalignment in values, vision for the future, character, then that's something you're going to have to explore, obviously. Okay? But if it's you just not the roller coaster of drama and bullshit, and you're thinking, I don't know, my emotions aren't peaked, I'm not crying one day and then jubilant the next, don't make that mistake. Uh-oh, Margie, is my husband bored with me? I don't know, do you have a life? Because you have too much free time to wonder. That has never crossed my mind, okay? I've known my husband, 15 years? I have never wondered if he's bored about me. You understand? Your mind is not serving you right now. Train your mind. Make it your friend, not your enemy, okay? How many rooms, here we go, I'm going to get it to a specific example for you. Margie, my friend who I care about. Margie, how many rooms of your house have fresh cut flowers in them? That's what needs to be on your mind. Oh shit, my guest bathroom does not have a bud vase with a single beautiful fresh cut flower in it. Let me go fix that. That is when your mind is working to your favor. Why? Because it's sinking its teeth into life. It's focused on beauty. It's elevating its environment. It's curating your own personal vibe and style. All of that versus sitting around on my live worrying about if your husband is bored with you. Take care of the bud vase in your bathroom and your husband will not be bored with you. It's magic. Ooh, in his bathroom. Which bathroom does he use the most? Is there a bud vase in there? Yay, Prana. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride in my course. Uh-oh, Laura. Having a hard time trusting. Same answer. No accident that it's the same answer. Having a hard time trusting my husband. I feel he glances at other women, but he swears he doesn't. Your energy is not, this is when I get rude, your energy is not serving you. You are devaluing yourself. How dare you? Watching that man's eyes What are your eyes looking at? You look at the fucking clouds, you look at the trees, you look at the flowers. You see a streak of purple in the sky and you say to your husband, not instead of, is he looking at a woman? You say, oh my God, look at that purple in the sky. Do you stand it? You understand it? Oh my God, please, girl, please. You cannot control that man. If that man is going to be unfaithful, the wisdom to know the difference, you cannot control it. All you can control is what you would do if it happens. If you know that with full certainty in your heart, you never need to look at his eyes again. Do you understand? You can put the bud vase in the bathroom and look at the streak of purple in the sky. And then people wonder why I'm out of breath. Oh, God. Saha, I wanted to say at this age, I learned the best way in most of our fights is silence. At first, just give it a moment before you react. What do you think? 100% agree. It will never steer you wrong. Taking a few seconds before you respond will never hurt you. And I use the words never and always very lightly. That will never hurt you. Thank you, Nosy. I'm happy you're here. The Luna, what is the best way to show up in a happy, aligned, committed relationship with a man who is building up his business and ability to provide, and he is stressed often from work? Baby, you got this. He does not want you to worry about him. You do not worry about his stress. A man can handle stress. Man built empires. Man goes to war. Man flies to the moon. You're worried about his stress from working. He needs that stress. He loves that stress. He is actively choosing that stress. Okay? People say, I mother a man. They don't understand. They don't understand. Baby, you got this. Can you imagine? Oh my God. So simple. Breathe. Gucci. I've been having dreams of him and I can feel his energy, but sometimes he won't talk to me for days or only gives me one word answers. Should I leave him alone? Gucci, you should be putting the bud vase in the bathroom in the fucking... You're sitting around counting the time. My husband goes away. Say he goes away for a night. Just recently, he took our 8-year-old on a trip to Arizona to see her cousins. Would you believe that man texted me goodnight and I fell asleep and I didn't reply? And then he texts me good morning the next day. And I'm like, oh, hey, baby, good morning. Do you understand? You know why? Because when he texted me at night, I was reading a book. I was reading a fucking book, not sitting around waiting for him to text me, not counting the hours. I've been like this since we were dating. Okay, when I'm doing my thing, I'm sinking my teeth into my thing. My energy is not being my enemy, focusing on a man instead of me and the things that I am enjoying. You understand? Please, God, please. A very busy entrepreneur that's always working. Yeah, that's mine. That's literally, that's my type. That's also my type. That's great. What's the problem? But he's not texting me every 3 hours. That's because you're sitting around waiting for it. If you're sinking your teeth into life, this is just the way time works. If you're sinking your teeth into life, he texts you faster because time is perception. Albert Einstein, yes? Sit on a hot stove, a minute feels like an hour. Talk to a beautiful woman, an hour feels like a minute. Right? That's Albert Einstein. Time is relative. So if you're sinking your teeth into life, he texts you faster. If you're sitting around waiting for it, a minute feels like an hour. Stop doing that to yourself. You get one life. It's a gift. Every minute. Every minute. Anything. Anything other than waiting for a fucking man to text you. It's so puny. It's so puny. Okay? And I'm not saying this with judgment. I'm saying this because I understand you. Do you get it? I'm saying this because I understand you and I want better for you. I want your energy and your focus to be your friend and not your enemy. Look, this shit gives me the shakes. That's how much it matters to me. Unbelievable. Anna, is it normal to not like that my boyfriend is a coach online and everything he posts is shirtless and posing? Should I complain or is it my insecurity? Anna, you sent me a DM about this, didn't you? I remember your DM. It's your insecurity. You want the truth? Anna, you want to date a beautiful man. You have chosen to date a beautiful man with a nice body who works. A working man working on his business. These are all good things. And here you are making a problem out of it. Rude. Rude. Here you are with your energy being your enemy and not your friend. Let's consider what the fully embodied, divine, irrepeatable woman does in your position. Is she worried about him? Or does she have the wisdom to know the difference between what she can control and what she cannot? And does she therefore make her energy and her focus her friend and pay attention to her life versus what that man is posting on the internet for his work? Because if I remember from your DMs, my love, you said he's not conceited in person. He's really nice and kind in person. But online, he has this bit of bravado. He shows off. That is the work. That is the work. That's how he attracts clients. Yeah? I want you to love it. How about that? The divine, irrepeatable woman who supports him, I want you to love it. What if you pushed him to take it even farther? Babe, be even more bombastic in your content. Push it even farther. What if you were that woman who was not so scared, who was so confident that what was hers will be hers, and what's not, won't? Yowza. Now you're like nobody else. And I see that for you. I see that you could become that. You just needed somebody to show you that was a possibility. That's a possibility for you. Sierra, with the no complaining, does it matter if you complain in your head? What do you think? Yeah, it does. It does. Because it's your energetic state. Complaining in your head is fucking up your energetic state. Peace, love, harmony, joy, enlightenment. Where is that if you're complaining in your head? Don't complain in your head. Don't complain at all. You know, the mornings in my house, they're chaos. They're pure. You want to come say hi? My husband is running away. Come say hi real quick. I'll bring him in.
Oh boy. Hello.
Hi, there he is.
There I am.
So I was just saying real quick. Someone's like, can we complain in our head? And I said, no, of course you can't. The energy in our house in the mornings is pure chaos. Our 8-year-old is a mad woman. We got to get her out of the door. We have a 1-year-old going nuts. We have 2 nannies here. Right now, my parents are here. It's absolutely nuts. And sometimes I get frustrated. But you know what I say to myself instead of complaining in my head? I say, I'm rich because this is my morning. Boom. I'm shifted. Higher energy states. Peace, love, harmony, joy, enlightenment. How much more do you like me when I'm like that?
I definitely like you more, but I like you all the time. So.
There you go.
There you go.
You heard it here first.
Bye.
Let's go right away. Mwah, I love you, babe.
Love you.
He's like, I ain't got time for all your questions. I'm running out of here. All right. Oh my God, let me breathe. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just scrolling. Thank you so much, Relgi. I am so glad the advice hits. I want to get to the bottom of the chat. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm at the bottom of the chat. If I have not answered your question, now you may re-ask it. Okay? Because I want to get caught up with who's actually here, who's given up. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Here we go. Core. I get this question once alive. Oh, Danica. Yeah, let me answer. Letters on Ethics. Letters on Ethic. Must read. Fundamental reading. People want me to recommend a book on relationships. I've never read a book on relationships, actually. I've never read one. I'm double checking. I'm scanning my whole history to make sure that's true. That's true. I've never read a book on relationships. Thank you, Anna. I really appreciate you for hearing what I said, because Anna is the one who asked about her hot boyfriend. I really appreciate you hearing what I said, because I know it's not easy, and I know it would be way easier to just hear, yeah, he's fucking up. But honestly, if he is good to you, if he has been loyal and kind, he's not fucking up. He's just doing his fucking job. You know what I mean? And that's the territory. You want to date a hot model man? What do you want him to do? Put on 20 pounds? I would say the exact same thing to a man who's like, my woman is hot. It's like, yeah, you wanted a hot woman. My question is, can we be best friends? Hey, you hang around here, you're definitely one of my best friends. Lambor, how can I identify what my life path looks like? Maps are only made, listen to me carefully, okay, Lambor. Maps are only made after the exploration has happened. You have to explore to build the map. So I would not worry about any of that. I would just be exploring and know that I'm going to build the map looking backwards. Okay, honey pie. Bogdanovic. How do I receive more gifts from my husband? Do all the things I'm saying. It will have this weird tangential effect you couldn't predict of receiving more gifts from your husband. Okay. Gucci, do you think if you are married, you could be connected to somebody else? I don't know what you mean by connected. I don't know what you're trying to justify there. Yeah. Look, we all have eyes. Okay. We're all human beings. We all have primal urges, like literally built in by evolution urges. But when you're married, you've made a commitment. Okay. You want to receive loyalty. You got to value loyalty yourself, and you got to prioritize loyalty yourself. And you know what? Nobody ever taught me that as a little girl. I think it's easily forgotten that loyalty is something you can value, you can prioritize. Yeah, loyalty. What up, South Africa? Thank you so much. I'm really glad that this live was helpful. Rel, any good cues to say to a husband after he just made it through a tough meeting? Baby, I'm proud of you. Baby, that's awesome. Baby, you inspire me. That's it. Simple, simple, simple. Articles, if not books. No, I never really read any relationship articles either. Arouge, if I did not answer your question, you may put it back. What other books? Why y'all asking for other books? I know you haven't finished Seneca's Letters on Ethics. You know how fucking big that book is. Don't ask me for other books until you finish Seneca's Letters on Ethics, until you've written an academic style journal entry on each letter reflecting on what Seneca really means by it. Not how you see it in your life. Okay, not personalizing it yet. I would have you do that on a second read. Girl, we'd go to school. We really would. Then maybe I will give you another book recommendation. Summer, why is it okay for my husband of 15 years to get angry and ugly with me when he's frustrated? And when he hasn't been, when we haven't been intimate, he bottles it up and attacks indirectly. Silent treatment or yell at me. Yeah, he's unhealed. He is unhealed. It's not okay. It is, of course, not okay. But my question for you is, baby, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? You're living in the place below your standard. And that's why you feel like shit. And it's hard because you've made a commitment to somebody. And I understand the desire to preserve your marriage. Okay? And I understand the flip side of that, which is, should you really eat this shit forever and ever? For your whole life? Tough. Tough. The Letters on Ethics 7-book series, is that right? There might be different translations that do it differently. My favorite translation of Seneca's Letters on Ethics is it's got a blue cover, and it's one book, and it's about this big. It's up by my nightstand, or else I would show it to you, but it literally sits next to my bed. Core, this is my first live, so I didn't hear that you recommended for my question. If it's not Core, you can repaste your question. I don't think I answered it. How to detach and be unbothered. Watch my videos. A lot of videos on that. Madalena. I caught my boyfriend watching porn in his recent searches. So you snooped. You snooped through the man's private internet searching. And now you need to figure out what to do about it. This is a problem with snooping. This is a big problem with snooping. And you know what? I've gone through this myself, right? As a young woman who felt less secure. You snoop, and luckily I didn't find anything. But what I realized was, if I snoop and I find something, now you got to deal with it. So, is him watching porn so below your standard? See, frankly, if my husband watched porn once in a while, I would not give a shit. I would absolutely not give a shit. But over the years, my husband and I have talked about this. He used to watch more porn. Now he doesn't watch any. Okay, I think a lot of men go on this journey because they know how bad porn is for them. Okay. But anyway, if him watching porn is so below your standard, and now you've snooped and you've found it, well, baby, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Only snoop if you are so confident that should you find something that's below your standard, well, if it's below your standard. You understand what I'm saying? Otherwise, don't snoop. Otherwise, just don't snoop. Otherwise, just trust that all truth comes to you, and you don't have to lower your energy to the place of snooping, okay? Because again, let's consider the posture of the divine, irrepeatable, magnetic woman who is confident. She doesn't snoop, of course. Arouge, I have great optimism, delusional thinking, and ferociousness of an entrepreneur. My man is my husband. Didn't even touch him yet. He has not that much enlightened energy, but he is making himself for me. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, for my course, there is a link in my bio. You can click that link and read about it. If you feel called, you could join. It's $29 one time. Price doesn't make sense. And if not, you don't have to get it. Oh, Maya Lamb. This is good. This is interesting. I know he will and want to provide, but it's truly hard to feel that he won't have any little resentment about it. Oh, that's your little girl. That's the little girl in you who, for whatever reason, somehow was made to feel like for anything you receive, there is a cost. There is a cost. And if you do not return that cost, if you don't pay that cost, you'll be met with resentment. People will be mad at you. But what I want to introduce you to is the possibility that for a good man, giving to you makes him more happy, not less. Giving to you makes a masculine man more happy, not less. You understand, girl? That is a reality that exists. Big time. Big time. So you just repattern your little girl. You tell her receiving does not have to come with a cost. Why the hell would someone of their own volition choose to give to you and then be mad at what they've done? Yeah, right? If you think about it, it doesn't make sense. It's his choice. And if you want to be the divine, irrepeatable, magnetic woman about it, all he wants in return is your gratitude and happiness. Thank you. That makes me feel good. That is the bill. That's the bill you pay in return for receiving. Thank you. That makes me feel good. Oh, I'm excited for you. Okay? Because if you, with a little practice, girl, and it doesn't have to be long, it can be fast. If you work through that, you have a divine future in front of you. Oh, I see it crystal clear, big time. Make sure. Stephanie, dear, I have 3 kids. How do I find time to read, pick flowers, etc.? I find myself getting caught up in the chaos. Well, you have time to sit and listen to my live. So the hours must be there. What's your screen time? What's your average screen time, booby girl? We all do this. My average screen time, I am not proud of it at all. So there is no judgment. But the screen time will reveal. You give 10, 20% of your screen time to reading, picking some flowers, you have the time. Very good. Rouge sounds good. Everything sounds good. Don't make things that aren't a problem. Okay, Core. Okay. We had our wedding, but before we signed our marriage license, he threw it up upon me, saying he wants me to sign a prenup, stating if we ever get divorced, he keeps his pension and the house. Yeah, that's tricky. So I always get a prenup question. Let me go through beat by beat to the benefit of everyone here, the prenup. I don't have a problem with a prenup, okay? Because when you get married, there is always a prenup anyway. It's just the one the government, the state, has created as a template for everyone who lives where you live. You understand? There's always a prenup. So if one or both parties want to create something custom for y'all's marriage, I don't really have a problem with that. Now, it sounds like some of the specifics on your prenup might not be that fair to you, okay? Because if you're foregoing work to be his wife and raise a family, you should have some financial security for that. And frankly, that's exactly how I would say it, okay? You should have some financial security on your end. If he refuses to give you that, is that below your standard or is it not? If it is, maybe you got to make the hard call. Yeah? Thank you for that question. It's a good one. It's important. Mike, but you got to be... Other people do not respect your boundaries. It is not... Micah asked about boundaries and how to hold them. It is not other people's responsibility to respect your boundaries. It is your responsibility to respect your boundaries. So sometimes you have to do the hard thing and withdraw and say, hey, we're not aligned. This isn't for me. You don't need to morally lambast the other person. You don't beg them to change. None of that. You say, ooh, this isn't aligned for me. And I hope you find what's aligned for you. Just like I hope I find what's aligned for me, of course. And then if they fight back, you let them have the last word. Okay? You've said your piece. What else is there to say? If you have 2 people fighting for the last word, how could it ever end? So you let them have the last word, but you stick to your guns. Maybe you block them. Maybe the relationship ends. Or maybe they say, oh yeah, you know what? I hear that and I respect that and I am aligned with you. And then you guys are good. Right? Ellie, how do I practice being soft in his presence when sometimes I have a feeling of resentment? If something in the past is done and squashed, you just got to pattern your brain. It's done. It's done. You push yourself through it. It's done. I'm letting it go. I'm in charge of my emotions. I'm making the choice to let it go. You do that for a couple days, you'll genuinely forget about it, right? But right now, you keep reliving whatever it is that's causing you the resentment, and you're in the in-between. Our energy does not serve us in the in-between. Or, if you find it's something you truly cannot let go of, yeah? Primo, I'm on the course Laura does right now. It's blowing my mind. I have to listen to each course a few times. Get it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Primo. It's not a plant. Primo is saying that of her own volition, and it means a lot to me. Let me take a moment to receive it. Thank you. Okay, I want to catch up to the bottom of the chat. Karen, how do I get over my insecurity over my body during intimacy? I have a hard time being vulnerable. That man with whom you're being intimate loves it. Okay? We don't always love our bodies, I know. Happens to me too. That man loves it. So I just think about his love for it. It helps. Tara, how do I give off high-value woman energy when my default state is happy, giving, and sweet? I can't, for the love of God, be unavailable or mysterious. See, Tara, you see these things in conflict. I don't. Happy, giving, and sweet, high value, occasionally aloof. These things are not in conflict. How beautiful to weave them all together. See, Tara, what you need to understand is that there are pockets of your internal world that are so valuable and solely yours, right? That of course you put a little moat around them. Yes, what is valuable is guarded, right? The Hope Diamond is not just laying around in the middle of the street for everyone to access. It's very valuable. So of course it's guarded. So you have pockets of your internal self. Maybe it's the way you sketch a cloud in the sky, or the way you admire a cardinal. I have cardinals in my neighborhood. What type of birds? This is for everybody else. What type of birds do you have in your neighborhood? Do you know? You know, these little things that are just so beautifully you, that you're just a little bit aloof about them here and there. Yeah. I wouldn't worry about manufacturing it. I would trust that it's going to come out on its own. Anna, my dear, I wanted to say I feel so close to you because I also have a family member with personality disorder, and it was tough, but I believe it makes me grow so much. It's so true. Our challenges and our obstacles in life are part of what makes us suited to fulfill our purpose. So I think it's pretty safe for me to say, I would not be able to answer you guys and help you guys in the same way if I had perfect parents, right? For example, like I just wouldn't have the knowledge, the lived experience, the language to be able to help you guys in the same way. Now, of course, were there times in my life where I wish I had perfect parents? Well, yeah, who doesn't, right? But as soon as you understand that the trials, like a beautiful cycle, are part of what give you the depth to fulfill your purpose in life, whatever it may be, you can look at your trials a little bit differently. I'm not saying you gotta love them, but you can accept them more sincerely. Ms. Charming, how to deal with the girls who want him and constantly trying to get close, flirting in front of me. Okay, Ms. Charming, I have a lot of lived experience I can draw on with this because my husband is a successful man. My husband is a successful man. Yes, he's also a nice man. Okay? He's not too nice, thank God, but he's nice. So my husband goes and does a talk on stage, and he's the guy, right? He's the keynote. He gets on stage, he does the keynote. He gets off the stage. People just flood him, including a lot of women. They flood him. So if we took on the posture of the divine, irrepeatable, magnetic woman, what does she do? Is she insecure? Is she jealous? No, of course not. She stands back almost bemused. She's fucking bemused at the situation. She's like, look at that. Look at them flooding him with full confidence that because partially of her bemusement, she is the most magnetic one. She is the one he cuts through the crowd to return to. Yeah? You take that posture no matter what the fuck that man does, because that's who you are. It's who you are. And if in the odd chance he actually becomes disloyal, yeah, then he's not the one. He's not the one with which you are aligned. But you take that divine magnetic stance. And my husband cuts through the crowd to find me. And then, actually, since I'm talking about true stories here, the women come around to me and they start asking me what the secret is. Oh my God, he loves you so much. I had another woman come up the day that I'm picturing in my head, and she was like, you are the neck. My grandma always said, a man is the head, the woman is the neck. You are so clearly the neck, you tell him where to turn. Yeah? But if I was nervous, you think the women sniff out nervous like bloodhounds. You think if I was nervous, they would come up to me and ask me the secret? No. It's a choice. I choose to be that way, and so it is. Miss Charming, you added on to your question, and so I just want to add this to my answer, because you said, also he's embarrassed. One, we don't worry about the emotions of a man. Okay? What should I say? Nothing. What's there to say? Literally nothing. Okay. Let me catch up. Yeah, Sophie, my high frequency course. Sophie asked about courses. I only have one because it encompasses everything. It's everything I could possibly give. It's linked in my bio. Marie, how do you deal with self-doubt? It's fine. It's normal. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's normal. It's a normal feeling. And I do the thing anyway. Yeah. Primo, 2 barn owls right in my backyard. Oh no, not barn owls. Barred owls. They hoot at each other at night. I love it. I love it. Uh-oh. Iridescent butterfly. So a man who cheats, even just emotionally, isn't worth our time. We should just waste his time until we can figure out how to get on our feet. No, girl. Waste his time. So much shit on the internet would try to convince you that fucking around with a loser man, right? Trying to waste his time, trying to humble him, is you winning, but it's you losing. You lose. You're a loser if you do that. You understand? Because he owns you. You are trying to win this fake game of affecting his emotions. That is your energy working against you. Your focus working against you. You're putting it in the wrong place. Why would you waste another energetic second on the disloyal man? Why would you pollute yourself? What are you, a landfill? That's what a landfill would do. Don't pollute yourself, girl. Just evacuate from the situation. I saw something in my nose. Please, please, my God. Try to humble a man and he owns you. Put the bud vase in the bathroom, sketch about the birds, do literally anything other than that. Uh-oh, Nadia. Hubby is a good provider and good person, but never shows me affection or compliments. Recently noticed he liked a sexy post of this girl who's his work neighbor since forever. I feel bothered, but should I let him know or just let it go? This is a tough one. That's tough. That's tough. The problem is letting him know. It's real tricky to do that in an empowered way. The only way you could pull it off is something like a sort of spoiled brat. Baby, I noticed you liked that girl's photo and I did not like that at all, right? Kind of in this sexy, empowered way. And then you want his response to be very apologetic, little boy. Yes, but I don't know that you're going to get that. I worry that you won't get that. But I also worry that if this situation is not dealt with early, it's only going to get worse. That's a tough one. You got some thinking to do, boo-boo. Uh-oh, iridescent. Oh, no. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I have nowhere else to go. He only cheated one time, and he's trying to reconcile and make up for it. But I'm starting to feel like it's not worth it. Yeah, you know what, girl? I agree. I agree. You're beautiful. You have one life. You could reclaim so much time if you did the hard thing now. You have your whole life ahead of you. Okay? We need loyalty. Loyalty. We need the value of loyalty. Saha, letters on ethics. Okay. Alia, how to get him to not follow exes on Instagram and Facebook? Is that too much to ask? Perhaps. It's not. You got to do it in the same spoiled brat energy. Baby, I noticed. You follow so-and-so, and I do not like that. Okay? That's your best chance, all right? And then you hope he's like, oh, shit, unfollow. Because, like, my husband, for example, he's so not active on social media. Like, he truly probably, I don't even know for sure, but he probably, I would give him the benefit of the doubt of not fully knowing who he still follows. Okay? So if you take that energy and he's like, oh, shit, unfollow, boom, problem solved. Don't live in resentment, okay? Don't keep circling back on that. Knowing him, he will react in a way that it's normal because he has known her for a very long time before me. But he's your husband, right? Who gives a fuck? If he's your husband, yeah. So you could hold your frame. Who watched my video yesterday on holding the frame? Okay? You know what men call it? Men have a name for it too. They call it frame control. Men practice frame control in sales, in dating, in negotiations. Okay? Why do they practice frame control? Because whoever has the greatest control over their frame wins the exchange. Okay? Now, I don't like thinking win-lose all the time in terms of exchanges. But say he says something like, well, yeah, it's normal. I've known her for a long time. How do you hold your frame? How do you exhibit greater frame control? Like, what does it matter to me how long you've known her? You know? It doesn't make a difference to me. Exactly. I'm sure you can understand. Babe, that it doesn't matter to me how long you've known her. Okay? Frame control. Hold the frame. Accept the discomfort. Yeah? You might feel some discomfort doing this. Oh, it's been a game changer for me. Yeah, I'm going to try to upload this live. And I'm going to ask y'all a question, very important as we round it out here. It's Friday. We're going into the weekend. Tell us, chat, what is one thing you will do this weekend to sink your teeth into life? Okay, sound off on that real quick. I want you to sound off on the answer to this. One thing you will literally, truly do. Okay? Don't just blow smoke up my ass here. What is one thing you will literally, truly do to sink your teeth, just you, not needing anybody else to enjoy it, to sink your teeth into life this weekend? And I want you to answer this with the same expediency you have asking questions about a fucking man. Okay? The same fervor. Answer this with the same, oh God, energetic passion that you have asking questions about a fucking man. Wine trip to Michigan with the girlies. Yes. New recipe. Live like I already have it all, because you do. I love that. Yes. Thank you for listening and actually answering this. Business school reunion. Ooh, nice. Cooking good meals for myself. I live. There's so much art in sinking your teeth into life when it comes to cooking. Buy roses, then use them for an Epsom salt bath. That's incredible. I might steal that one. Notice nature more. I love that, Gucci. Go on a walk. Do it. Work on my business. Yes. Start RN course. Love it. Going to the gym. Love it. Solo trip to Rome. Fuck yeah. Wearing a new spring dress just because. Yes, girl. Exactly. Be the woman. Go for a walk. Notice all the beauty. It'll heal you. It's going to shift you, girl. More walk. Shop for a couch. Love it. Saha, what about me? See, that's a good question. What about me this weekend? Definitely nature walks. I think I'll sketch some trees. Sketching something is like an exercise in slowness, in seeing, and blocking out other stuff. So I'll probably do quite a bit of sketching and, of course, reading. Sit in the garden, watch the birds. Journaling, sunbathing with a nice rosé. Love it. Praise me more. Fuck yeah. Like that. Trip to Spain. Beautiful. Take my son to the park. Gorgeous. Man, and just enjoy, Butterfly, when you're taking your son to the park, like the presentness children have in the moment. You know what I mean? Because it gets so beaten out of us with time and age, because we're always thinking about the next thing, where we got to go next, what we got to do next. So I really encourage you to, man, just be there with him. Also, because our kids grow so fast, it'll be gone, you know? Beautiful. Meditate, beautiful dog on a lice song walk, pottery classes, yoga and official. This is so beautiful. Do you not feel the energy shift, right? Especially those of us who noticed the kind of pain, we were feeling earlier on in the chat, right? Focusing on our problems, what we don't have, what we're trying to make sense of, the things beyond our control. Yes, the beginning of the chat, what are we talking about? So many things beyond our control that we're trying to control. What are we talking about right now? Things we can control. The energy shifts when we do these things, even when we just think about these things. Now our energy is serving us. It is working in our favor. Our focus, yeah? Our focus is working in our favor. And it might take some practice, girl, and that's fine. But it's something you can come to anytime you want, anytime you need, as many times as you need. Just like a camera lens doesn't really get tired, right? You focus it, that's how our focus can be. Yeah? And the more you practice it, the less you'll need to. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for being here. You are a divine, irrepeatable miracle. Take the posture, girl. Act like it. Thank you. Bye.